The action of the Son, the alone born, the love wisdom principle. So now we have the activity of the love wisdom aspect, the second person of the Trinity, the Son of God. The alone born, from the substance of the Father, from a first principle, not from a synergy or a pair. And as this life wave, as this energy proceeds from the highest divine, brings its divinity down to the lowest level, to the lowest level of the mineral kingdom. Thus God, at this lowest level, thus God is dead and buried, and must rise again. The divine life is in everything. There is life. The mineral kingdom is alive. There is no matter which is dead. It all has this divine life within it. The main evolving force in the mineral kingdom is what you might call desire. So this desire of the minerals to become the best that they can eventually becomes the hardest mineral, the gems, the gemstones. They can also, it has been found with the use of electron microscopes, that crystals can reproduce. They could grow through a series of reproduction. So they're very like the next stage, which is the animal kingdom. From the simplest, the vegetable kingdom, from the simplest vegetables, the microscopic vegetation that grows on stones, that can grow on stones in churchyards, mosses and algae. From the simplest to the most complex, which like the great trees in the great forests. And when those have achieved what they intend to achieve, because the desire element is stronger in the vegetable kingdom. The desire to reproduce, and also in this system, the higher, the lower is sacrificed to the higher. The minerals, the life in the minerals in the earth and in the stone is what vegetables and the algae live upon, and they break up the elements of the minerals, and they use the elements of the minerals for their own growth, for their own life. And the next stage that the life wave goes through, that the God the Son inhabits, is the animal kingdom, and the desire there is stronger. And in the higher animals, there is the beginning of mind, of intelligence. So while in the vegetable kingdom it has been emotional instinct which has driven the life. In the animal, it is also a strong desire. So we again have the sacrifice of the vegetables, of the vegetation, eaten by the animals, and so this desire to grow in the vegetable kingdom means that the vegetables adapt to attract the birds and animals that will take their seed, their pollen, their seed to other locations, like apples and the fruit of the vegetation will have a little stone in it which cannot be digested by the animal or the bird, and thus the animal and the bird will get rid of it, and it will go then back to the ground and absorb the mineral content of the ground, and will grow again, and the cycle will continue. In the animal kingdom, there is competition, and this competition helps the growth of mind, of intellect, because they have to get a sort of what is called an animal cunning in order to survive. But also they also form cooperation, and certain monkeys have been seen to be in loving family groups. I think it's the Ebola monkey that doesn't compete at all with other Ebola monkeys, but they form quite large communities, like in large families or neighborhoods, and so the emotions, the desires are becoming purer and less selfish, and this unselfishness is shown most strongly in domestic animals like cats and dogs and horses. A dog and a cat, well, a dog and a horse at least, will know that a small child is helpless and will allow it to take liberties that it wouldn't allow an adult to do, because it realizes that this is only a small animal, a small helpless child, and not something that is deliberately harming it. So the life wave goes through these kingdoms: mineral, vegetable, and animal, and the interaction of the higher animals, of the domestic animals, with humanity, has a definite effect. When you have you have individual plants and individual rocks, individual plants and individual animals, those individuals do not have individual souls. They are part of a group, a block, a group soul. The lower animals, for example, like ants, they will have millions as part of their group soul. So when those ants die, the results of what they've been doing return to the group soul, and those group souls get smaller and smaller as the life wave evolves through these forms. These forms are a way for life to evolve. Life evolves in the material world, in that way, in the physical world, and so eventually the groups get smaller and smaller. Like, for instance, there might only be a dozen dogs in one of these group souls, and so these dogs might have been bred to be companions for human beings. So eventually, the individual dog that has been friends with a human being and tried to return the affection of the human being and try to understand the human being and what they want, then their intellect is formed to such an extent that they have outgrown the group soul. So when an individual domestic animal, when this individual representative, not an individual, this representative group of experiences this individual level of experience has outgrown the group soul. So it will remain in a sort of dream state, a sort of a sort of dream state until the next stage.